And so I want you to allow yourself to be more ill with the cancer. You know, he's got lung cancer, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes. So I didn't see that at all. You were just loud and clear, and you know, you looked perfectly healthy. And I don't think, you know, and that's you know, the things that made, I think that, well, there was so much about the show that made it brilliant, but I think that you know, especially towards the very end, that he was able to fight on and accomplish everything he did, even though he was a dying man. And of course, he was much sicker at the end of the show than at the top of the show. But even in season, because it went into remission.
Right.
But this is when he was first diagnosed and he was sick. And what did they give him? Does anyone know? Like 6 months? It wasn't a long time. Not long at all.
Yeah, like a year or something. Or
Not
something.
long. Yeah.
Well, it says here that the doctors say 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
As if it's, you know.
Right, and that's at the most.
Right.
At the most. All right. So, did you have your substitutions for your family in place?
I thought I did. You didn't like them?
Well, here's the thing. I think the scene objective is different than how you scored it.
Okay.
All right. I don't think he wants them to agree because they're not going to. He knows that. There's no way they are going to say, they do an intervention. It was like, you know, you do interventions when people are doing drugs or alcohol. I say, you know, we really have to keep you stop drinking. So it's the same thing. It's like, no, I really want you to agree with me that I should drink or do drugs. That's not going to happen. They're going to say, no, fucking no. We're going to lock you up. All right. So I don't think it's that kind of negotiation. I think it's.
You think there's more power on
Nope.
his?
I think
it is?
I think he is apologizing. He's apologizing. He's apologizing, and he's trying to get them to accept his truth and honor it. All right. So it's a lot more heartfelt, Nathan, than you. We need to see a lot more of your heart. We saw it, you know, at the end. And you had some moments, what I want, what I need is a choice. And I think one of the reasons that I love this monologue so much is it's really probably the first time that Walt ever stands up for himself. In his life, he's a 50-year-old man, and it's the first time he has said to anybody, I can't, I need a choice. All right? And so I want you know, and so we have to find that. We have to find his fear of his family completely, you know, being angry, upset, and not accepting it. You know, because that is the beauty. Because he says, you know, Skylar, and then I think she finally does say, okay, all right, it's your life. I'm your wife. Okay, I'll go along with it. And then there's something that happens that makes him change his mind. I forget what it was, but then he does decide to take the chemo and do all of that. You talked about I want to live, sleep, if I can't get up, lose my hair, make sleep in my own bed. That was all nice. Yeah, but I think this has to come from a place of a lot more vulnerability and Walt really needing to be heard.
But I don't know how to. I don't think I've ever done a scene like this.
No, you haven't. No.
Where, I mean, I'm not sure what I'm fighting for if I already know they're not going to agree.
You want them to.
Does that make sense?
Ultimately, yeah, you want them to accept it.
Yeah.
All right. And even if we do want them to agree, we still have to have shades of apology in there. And that was missing. You were pretty adamant about it. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. You know, it felt more like that rather than
where
I'm
he
sorry.
would be more like Skylar.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I am so
you read
sorry.
that.
And also, he's never stood up for himself. And this is what's really important in this character, Nathan, because you handled it like a man who's been kicking ass for most of his life. And that is not Walt.
Oh, that's me.
That's you. So we have to find, this person in you. We have to find this character who has never stood up for himself, who really, I often say that the biggest wound that women have nowadays, I don't care what generation, if you're a woman on the planet.
I got
is
it.
that we haven't been seen or heard or experienced. But that's Walt's wound. He has not been seen or heard or experienced, and he has not lived his life on his terms. Do you know, when people are on their deathbed, I read this in an article, I don't know, a year ago, there was people who work in hospice, and they were talking about how when they're counseling people who are dying, that there are 5 common regrets that come up again and again and again and again. And one of them is people say, I've lived somebody else's life. And that's totally Walt. So for him to come out and say, I need to live my life now, they're like, who the hell are you? This only worked as long as we lived, you lived life for us. And you were responsible, and you went out and you had a responsible job, and you became a school teacher, and you had no ambition. This is why that last scene is so, when he tells Skylar, or, the scene you did, I liked it, and I was good at it. All right? So we have to play this like Walt, not Nathan. All right? And you can't get them to agree with you, but you have to put into place that they're not going to. They're going to think you've lost that you're crazy. And how dare you decide what you're going to do without us contributing. So that's scary for him. Okay? And I also...
But I still think I can play it